Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Coffee with Carl. I am your host, Carl Zoellner. I'm one of the attorneys here with Anderson Business Advisors. Continuing along with the COVID-19 series, I wanted to talk a little bit about timing. So we know there's lots of options out there that can help people during these times. The checks that got sent to individuals who make under a certain amount of money is helpful. We've talked a little bit about potentially deferring loans. The different government loan programs are out there. Also, there's alternative financing options as well as some tax code provisions that we discussed that can help you along this path as well. Some of the general things you look at when you look at these times of national disaster or even local disaster isn't so much. I think we all have a general understanding that we're going to make it through this and this too shall pass. But the problem becomes is we don't know how long it'll take us to get back to normal or whatever the new normal is until we can sort of go back about our daily lives. So one of the issues when you talk about these type of disasters or these type of issues is timing. Now, when I refer to timing, what I'm preparing for or want to sort of share with you is really what you do is you're buying yourself time, right? So everybody's business has been affected in some manner. From my experience in dealing with a lot of our clients, it seems, especially in which are a bunch of small business owners, is either their business has been drastically affected to the downside, or they're actually running over capacity at the moment, trying to keep up with demand or finding other deals, or it's sort of they're being maxed out or redlined during this time. Now, some of that can be good. The downside can be bad. So what we're trying to do in either scenario, though, is find a route that buys the most time until we hit that leveled off area in which your businesses were running beforehand. Now, the other thing to consider as well is what may happen when we start releasing, or when the governments and governors start releasing some of these guidelines or restrictions. You may see a huge resurgence of folks, say if you have a brick and mortar type store, restaurant business like that, and a huge influx. So I want to caution everybody who was looking at the loan programs as, okay, so it'll cover me for a month or so and then I'll be back to normal. I don't need to change a whole lot. That may be true in some cases. However, we don't know what the back end of this thing looks like. It could be a complete everybody goes back out into the market, everything is back to normal, plus some, maybe it's extra busy just because people are happy to be out of their house, or it could be a slow trickle out. So during these times, timing is incredibly important because really what you're doing, if you want to hedge against the unknown, is you're taking advantage, or you're using these opportunities to defer and maybe hold a little bit more cash to say, okay, well, hopefully in a month or so, we'll be out of this altogether. But if it goes on for 2 or 3 before we really see some level of normal, then I have enough to make it through to that time until I can sort of get back on track. So alternative financing, government programs, deferrals, and everybody out there is going to find their right combination of those options. I would suggest working with professionals who will help you analyze them for you. We have a tendency, meaning we as small business owners or folks who are just trying to make it through everyday life, to sort of narrow in only on the issues we're seeing. And so it really helps to have that second set of eyes on what you're doing, or have somebody who is used to working in these areas and is familiar with the different options you have available to you, to actually help you say, hey, here's what's out there. You don't need to take advantage or use the opportunity to do all of these options, but these ones would probably be appropriate for you if we're trying to gain you some more time. So, as always, please take advantage of all of our free content that's out there. There's a ton of it. If you have more cares, issues, or questions, I would encourage you to go on our website. We have lots of options and lots of help in these different areas where we can help you buy some time for yourself in the timing world, as well as we're putting the partners of Anderson, Toby Mathis, Clint Coons, and Michael Bowman are putting, and even our CEO David Gass are putting out content on a weekly or even weekly or even twice, 3 times a week to make sure everybody's staying up to date on some of the changes that go on with these programs. So I would encourage you to take advantage of that as well if you have questions or you're in a tough spot. We're ultimately here. We want to help you, and we want to help you through these times as we work our way through them as well. So this is it for this episode of Coffee with Carl. Thanks for joining me, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.